Hey everybody, yes, finally we have some sunshine, and I still have the Zero SRF on loan from English Electric Motorcycle Company to do some videos and a review on. When I had this delivered, I got a day or two of reasonable weather, and then it just started raining, and it's been raining and raining. Finally, I get a day with some sunshine. I thought today I'd just do a real-world range test, being that the bike is at 100%, and it was on 510 miles when I left. I'm not going to be a complete loon, I'm just going to ride how I want to ride, in a general loop around the south a bit, because obviously I want to be able to come back should my battery levels seem to get too low, and just see what sort of a range I can get out of it just using it. I'm not the sort of rider that does, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles in a single day. I just enjoy riding bikes for a while. If I have to go a long way, sure. That's cool. That's part of the fun thing. But for me, a couple of hour ride, enjoying roads that I know, I just like being out on a machine. And this thing's just nice to be on. So, I'm not going to film the whole day. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up at certain points. Because obviously, if I'm doing like, a 60, 70, 80 mile ride, I'm not going to record all of that. I'm aiming to hit a full mix of sort of different types of roads today, 30, 40 mile an hour local roads like this, some motorways, and also some city riding, and also some country road riding, bringing me back home, and then I can see what sort of mileage I get. And as I say, I'm not going to try and eke out any miles, I'm just going to ride it how I want to ride it, as I would ride it a normal bike. I've noticed I've got very little regen braking going on in this mode, and I actually do like regen on this. I like the basically the equivalent of engine braking. I think we should make a spicy mode. Hey, Mackays and Crows. Oh, they're after a KSC that's been dumped. Because this is an electric motorcycle, you connect to it via Bluetooth and you can basically remap it from your phone. So I'm going to quickly make a mode which is going to give me, well, let's have a look. So I've called it Spicy, and we've got a slider here for maximum speed. So you can limit it to any speed. So if you want to say don't go any faster than 100, it won't go any faster than 100. I'm just going to put it to 127. I'm not going to do that, but I'm just going to put it there. Power, 100%. Torque, 100%. So then I've put the neutral regeneration and the brake regeneration to 69%, traction control street. It's off street sport rain, which makes me think that the lowest one is street, but I suspect it's probably not, so let's put it in sport. We'll have it light blue, save and update. That's been queued. Turn the bike on, sync changes to bike, press and hold the mode button, street, eco, rain, spicy, there we go, spicy mode. What I will say though is that switching between the modes depending on the weather and the sort of driving that you're doing is actually quite nice, because as I say, there's times that you do want the bike to act a certain way and there's times that you don't. Unlike a petrol bike where you tend to just put it in the mode you like and leave it, you will actually, and I do use the modes on this. If it's raining, I will put it into rain, because this thing's got so much torque that I don't want to risk coming off. Really careful here not to take anyone by surprise. Overtake. It's wicked. Oh, it's the other thing, I just love the handling of this. Yeah, I'm going to continue riding for a bit and we'll catch up maybe when I'm down in Portsmouth. Okay, so I've just gone up Portsdown Hill, which is one of the largest hills in the area, and obviously back down. There is a payoff for that, but you don't get as much back through regen as going up the thing. Now I'm down in Portsmouth. I'm going to see what it's like in the city, see if I have any problems with people not knowing I'm here and things like that. Because, yeah, it's difficult to say how much that actually does affect things, whether people can hear you or not, because I look for people expecting not to see me anyway, so I don't know if I'm going to pick up on that as much. Where are we at anyway? 5:27, so we've done 17 miles and we've used 13% of the battery. Here is the aircraft carrier. What am I talking about? The landing craft. I don't know if you knew that landing craft could get this big or were this big, but this is one of the ones they've restored. You can see it was in pretty rough shape before they repainted it, because you can just see the pitting and the corrosion in the metal. But yeah, if you want to know more about this one, because it's quite a famous one, there's its number. It's down in Portsmouth. Is that the thickness of the hull? You might think, oh, that's thick. I think that's scary. a decent armour-piercing round would get through that. This is at Southsea, as I say, which means I'm sort of at the bottom of Portsmouth now. Now I think what I'll do is just work my way out of Portsmouth on the same sort of roads I have done, and then we'll join up again on a different type of road. I'm starting to wonder exactly how many places I'm going to end up visiting before using up the mileage on this thing. Okay, well I came off the island I live on, up onto one of the largest hills around here, Portsdown, back down the other side of Portsdown, through Portsmouth, all the way back out of Portsmouth, back up Portsdown Hill, and now I'm here on Portsdown Hill, actually from the lower side of the other side of it. And I've done 26 miles, and I have 80% of the battery left, and at the current riding style, it says 104 miles. When I was in town, it was saying like 120 miles plus. I imagine we are about to make that go down a little bit, because now we have come to the faster country roads, because frankly I can't stand being in the city any longer and I need to go on some roads because this thing handles so well. Why am I not doing that? I've put it in spicy mode because this is where I would want to use that. Oh. Be warned, people, they have tons and tons of gravel, which means they're going to mess up the roads again. Yay! Just before the summer, they're going to stick down 0.1 millimeters of tar, and they're going to put half a dozen chips on it and go, oh, there you go, there's your roads fixed. And make it super dangerous for anyone for the next, few weeks. Hedges, hedges, hedges have grown. There we go. Okay, we're now up to 541 on the miles, but we're down to 74 on the percent of battery remaining. See, now I'm in the middle of nowhere. England's tiny. You generally don't have to go that far to find a completely new sort of map, as you might want to call it. Tunnel. It's really, really not the same. Oh, it's very addictive. Oh my god! Oh, I hope I don't find bits of deer carcass on the underneath of this later. Again, 40 mile an hour, we don't need sport mode now. Oh god, there's more of it! There you go, this is it, this is the reality. We're in a 40 mile an hour road, about to approach a 60, and we are doing 29 miles an hour because there is one car up there who's decided they're not going to go anywhere near the speed limit, and there's double whites there, which is why so many people ignore double whites. I don't. They tend to be there for your own safety generally. Yeah, I know there's a few places around the country where that's not actually true, it's completely just to stop bikes overtaking people, but I abide by double whites. I know a lot of bikers don't. That's your call. You're now doing 22. Are you Where are you going? Because you are positioned to go straight on, but you are saying you're turning right. Wow. Okay, we have done 40 miles and we have 66% of our battery remaining. It's 74 miles at the current way we are riding. God, the feedback is amazing. As someone did point out, that it didn't occur to me, one of the reasons why the feedback is in the road surface feel on this bike is so good is because you don't have any of the vibrations from the engine, so you really do know that all of what you're feeling is the road. And going through that set of corners, I can tell you through my butt and my hands, like the texture of the road. It wasn't smooth, it had those gnarls, and it wasn't just a central patch, it was like all of it was gnarly. You're a strong and independent bridge. Don't let them tell you you're weak. Don't listen to the signs that they put up calling you inferior. You can only take a couple of tons. You're a good bridge. You're also covered in little red mites, which are cool, and I love them. No, this is not insect time. But there are ducks. And it is always duck time. Oh, this would be interesting. Will an electric bike freak a horse out? More than a petrol or less? Oh, those horses were chill, but I don't know if they're just chill horses or what. Oh, we are at 50%. We have done 55 miles, and we've got 54 miles of range remaining, which is in line. There you go, 50%, 54, and we've done 55. So 110 miles, and I've been using the spicy mode and the sport mode and the street mode. I've not used the eco once. I'm not trying to not brake. I'm not accelerating hard. I'm messing around at times. I'm just riding the ride as I would normally ride it. 110 miles. That's the same range as my DRZ. It's got a 10 litre tank on it, so 110 miles. Go and top it up. Admittedly, the top up is 2 minutes and not 1 hour, but blind corner. I hate the fact there's a blind corner. If it wasn't, you could go around there at full speed. Well, not full speed, but you know, you don't have to let off. Okay, we're up to 60 miles done, 46% of the battery remaining, 49 mile range remaining. I'm still in the spicy mode. I'm still having fun every now and then, like, oh look, national speed limit. That was it, by the way, that was 60. That's all I had. That's one of the problems, it accelerates almost too quickly. Your fun's just... It still amazes me with the cruise control on this, that you press it for like 2 seconds to get it to come on, be armed as it were, and then you press it once to hold the speed, and it just holds the speed of whatever your hand was at the time. However, the mode button doesn't tick it up and down like single miles an hour, so you can bump it up and down for speed limits. That's bizarre to me. The button's there, the system is in place, it absolutely could do that, it's just a software thing. Right, we have done 66 miles. We have 38% of the battery remaining, and it's giving an estimated range of 39 miles. as the battery reduces, or at least on the zeros, as the battery reduces, the bike turns down the power, so you get a bit more out of it, which isn't necessarily what you want. I admit, I wish that was an option rather than something that's just built in. It was like that on the FSX. I'm sure it's the same on this. But anyway, as I say, I'm just now gonna basically have a ride around and try and get this percentage down a bit. I'm not going to try and eat the battery. I want to see, I think this has been a fair test. I've had it in spicy mode most of the time now. Used it in sport a lot, used it in street quite a bit. No eco riding purposely, just doing the speed limits. Being a little bit, spirited at times. I don't feel like I necessarily would ride for a lot longer for a general ride. I'm running out of batteries and memory cards and stuff because the cameras haven't lasted as long as the bike. Very impressive. So yes, the camera batteries didn't last as long as the bike batteries. I rode round and round and round, and the range just never seemed to drop because it was all quite, 20-30 mile an hour riding. It was going to take a long time to reach very low. So I decided to just call it quits at the point that I'd done 90 miles. I had 22% of the battery remaining, which was giving me an estimated range of 27 miles. So, if you remember that 50% prediction in the middle, where I'd done 55 miles and used 50%, it looks like 110 miles is about what you can expect to get, 100 to 110, out of zero SRF, if you ride it pretty normally. I mean, if you're going to be on a motorway, that's going to eat it a lot faster. If you sit at 70 miles an hour, that's going to eat it a lot faster. But for the roads that I was on, that mix of stuff, that general everyday stuff, 100 to 110 miles, I think is pretty safe. Something else I should point out, because I made a mistake before, is this bike has only the standard batteries. I thought there was an extra battery incorporated into the charge tank, but there's not. It's just the quick chargers. So I have to say, I'm pretty damn impressed by that, because I was not being careful. If you're being careful, you're going to get a lot more miles than that, it would seem. If you've been surprised by this or have anything to add, please do leave that in the comments. Like the video if you've enjoyed it. If you'd like to help support this channel, please consider doing that through Patreon. Oh, and also, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Especially people who've been watching a long time and aren't subscribed. As it turns out, there's thousands of you possibly. So if you all hit the subscribe button, finally, I might hit that 100,000 before the end of the year. Anyway, till the next one. Bye-bye.